What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sforgo. And today we're going to talk about Heimdall, a god tier looking uniform. This thing looks absolutely amazing. I love the red tint on the horns, the red eyes. I mean, he looks almost devilish, right? He really makes him look really cool. But is it a god tier uniform? Well, compared to what he was, yes, it is. This is a zero to hero uniform. Absolutely. This uniform makes him way stronger and actually makes him viable in World Boss and maybe even World Boss Legend. I don't have him transcended, so I don't really know. And just like we did with Sif, we got pretty much a shit build on this character. I'm still working on realizing his potential. He has almost 20,000 physical attack. His stats are almost maxed out. His critical damage is only at 186%, but he does have the leadership tag, which is pretty cool. He can actually take advantage of White Fox, which is actually really nice, especially considering that White Fox has that all debuff effect leadership, and he does have all defense down in his kit and on his awakened skill. He doesn't have any Uru's level 60 character, and his two main bread and butter skills are his 5 and his 4. The 5 gives him an increase of all attack by 40%, crit rate by 10, so his crit rate is going to be pretty much maxed out, and he does have this 3 seconds of paralysis. This is actually really important for this character because when you play Heimdall in regular World Boss and where the paralysis actually applies, you can actually just kick back and just go 4-5, wait a little bit, go 4-5, wait a little bit, go 4-5. It's actually quite simple. And then the 4th skill gives him another increased attack by 35% and also has a refreshing immunity to all damage. It says 1 second, but this actually refreshes. So this immunity actually lasts, which is quite nice. The 3rd just gives him a guard hit, which is going to be good for Shadowland. That's pretty much it. That's all it's going to be good for. The 2nd skill does have paralysis, but as you'll see in what I'm going to do today, you really don't even need it, but it is an extra form of CC. And then the 1 skill deals bleed, which I really wish that Dot was effective in Marvel Future Fight, but unfortunately it isn't. They actually jumped up his ignore target dodge rate to 40%. This is actually really nice against Null because it means there's 2 less strikers that you have to use in World Boss Legend. This is actually really, really good. And then his leadership also gives him ignore target dodge rate by 30%. So if you have him in the leadership, and this does apply to all allies, you're going to have 70% ignore dodge right off the get-go. So you don't only need 1 ignore dodge striker. And if you're running a CTP of energy on him, then you wouldn't need any ignore dodge strikers at all, which is pretty crazy. The problem with Heimdall is I don't feel he's really strong enough. Like, it's a good uniform. It really is a zero to hero uniform, especially compared to where he came from, right? He was total trash. It's so much better than what it was. But the problem with him is, just like Sif, he's got the awaken skill that you can only cancel whenever the triangle shows up, right? So what that signifies is a rage. And a lot of people, I just don't think they're going to want to put a rage on Heimdall, right? I mean, unless you love the character, you want to get the most out of him, maybe then you would. But I would probably still just go with a proc. I mean, if you're going to keep him just a regular tier 2, non-transcended, then I would definitely go with a proc because you literally can just go 4, cancel another 5. You can cancel the 4 immediately, get all the residual damage from it. It's very, very simple. His skills are absolutely amazing. They are so beautiful, right? You got the 2nd skill, which has the paralysis. The 1 does a couple slaps. The 3, little slam there, which is pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. Right, let me look at it again. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's just 4 or 5, guys. But the thing about the 5th skill and the paralysis on this thing is, the paralysis actually doesn't come right at the beginning. It actually comes when he slams the sword down. So what you're going to find is, even though you only got 3 seconds paralysis, you can literally cheese ball the world boss and CC them the whole time just with that 3 seconds paralysis. It's actually pretty wild. And then he has a stage 5 power bang Grog set. He has a CTP, or I'm sorry, I always say CTP of energy, but he has a critical damage critical rate with 120% damage proc. It's not the greatest damage proc, but I mean, on an account with 19% pierce, 100% physical attack, I mean, I really try to do the bottom of the barrel testing as I can, or try to have these characters as weak as I can. That way it gives you guys an idea of how strong they really are. And his uniform is actually quite nice because the uniform effect does give him a 30% increase of physical attack. That's actually strong as hell. The chain hit damage by 15% is massive for the character. And then the debuff effect is really cool. He's got to remove all debuff for 10 seconds on a 12-second cooldown. Now, I think in AC he's probably going to be really good. Having to decrease all damage received by 40% and then having this remove all debuff, I think he's going to be really good, especially as artifact that actually gives him a heal. And that's something you're going to find with Heimdall. Even though he's got this remove all debuff, he still can take damage from the poison, from certain attacks, environmental attacks, and World Boss. even though he's got the remove all debuff. The remove all debuff does help a tremendous amount for sure, but he can still take damage throughout time if you don't have a healer in here. Now, I haven't cleared my world bosses, so I don't really want to clear them today, but since Proximus Fiscal, we'll do just like what we did with Sif, and we're going to run White Fox in leadership. Now, something to keep in mind is because Heimdall can actually take advantage of White Fox, if you have a new uniform and you got that 30% ignore dodge, and you got Valkyrie with a 30% ignore dodge, 60% ignore dodge plus the 40% ignore dodge from Heimdall, right? Even if you don't have a CTB of energy on him, you're going to have 100% ignore dodge. That is something that's really nice. I don't think the character is really going to be strong enough to really justify transcending him just for World Boss Legend. Now, as far as just having the uniform for regular World Boss, I mean, he's a well worth purchase in my opinion. Now, we're not going to use any strikers at all. I could use a healer to ensure that he has a heal, but as you guys will see, we're pretty much going to cheese ball Proxima, right? We're just going to go 4-5, 4-5, 4-5. Watch this. Cheese ball time, my friends. So 4-5. And there's the paralysis, right? So the paralysis applied. And all we got to do is really watch out for the environmentals here. And go 4-5 again. And it's that simple. This is how easy it is to play this character. Now I'm trying to stay out of the poison, right? And look at her. She's just sitting there waiting for us to paralyze her again. Right? By the time the paralysis wears off, our skills are already off cooldown. Look at this. So she was still paralyzed there. Our skills were all ready they were off their cooldown so we could run into them. And this is how easy it is to play this character. This is crazy, right? You can just sit there and cheese ball the living hell out of these bosses. This is just nuts. Right? And you want to make sure you catch her before she, starts slamming down her spears and going to her purple attacks. But while that paralysis is engaged, you literally can hit the 4-5. You go into an iframe, and when you're in iframe, she doesn't do anything either, right? I mean, this is easy, guys. This is so easy that it's not even funny. Look at this. Look at this. All right? And I'm just trying to stay out of the poison, try to avoid any kind of environmental attacks. And you literally, this is all you got to do. This is so funny, right? And, I mean, I guess the good thing is you don't have to worry about them running around, jumping all over the place, which is quite nice. Let's see if we can cheese ball her a little bit more here. Oh, not quite, not quite. We didn't get that process engaged there. And there we just applied paralysis, right? And we'll go back into the 4-5, and now the cheesing begins once again, right? Look at this. We just got to avoid the tornadoes. Look at this. This is something that is pretty cool about him, at least in regular World Boss. Now, against World Boss Legend, you're not going to be able to do this kind of stuff, and that's kind of the thing. When you're facing regular World Boss Legend, you will take a lot more damage. I mean, but the remove all debuff is really nice because, as you guys can see, it does help his survivability tremendously because he's debuffing the toxic meteorites, which is really nice. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pause it, but as you guys can see, we could easily cheese ball, but as you also can see, Sif did way more damage. Even though our all defense down, he's got 50% all defense down in his kit, and that's getting jumped up by that 40% increase all debuff effect from White Fox. We're still not even close to what Sif did. I mean, Sif just did a lot more damage than him, and even Sif isn't going to be meta in regular World Boss Legend, or not in regular, but in World Boss Legend, right? So if she isn't, then more than likely Heimdall isn't either. So we're going to go ahead and go against Corvus here because we do have a lot of extra ignore dodge. We got the 30% from Valkyrie. We got the 40% on Heimdall, so that's 70%. And then we're going to throw in one more ignore dodge striker. That way we have 90% ignore dodge. And it's going to be the same old thing again. Now we do have a decreased damage received from Corvus, right? We're going to get a 50% decreased damage decrease against Corvus because we are universal type. And watch this. It's just going to be cheese ball again, my friends. Here we go. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Cheese ball, my friends. Do. Now we got to be careful once we get down to the 5th bar here. Okay. And like I said, you just got to adjust yourself and just move away from any kind of toxic meteorites, right? Anytime that damage is lying on the ground, you want to avoid it, even though you do have that remove all debuff. Now it's back to cheese balling again. It's just, it really is easy as hell with this guy. I mean, this is just, I mean, seriously, man, if you feel like you're not a very skilled player, Heimdall's going to be really good for you because he's so easy to play. Like, literally, 4-5, 4-5, 4-5. Just watch out for some of the environmental attacks. And another thing, you know, with the remove all debuff, whenever the time freeze shows up, more than likely he won't get time frozen. I mean, he really does have a pretty cool kit, but I think Netmarble could have done a little bit more for the character. In all honesty, I think if they gave him a little bit of a damage accumulation, maybe a little bit built-in heal. I hear even with the artifact in World Boss Legend, his heal still isn't really good enough. Now, I could have cheeseballed him there, but we're just going to go ahead and run around. And there we go. And now it's back in the cheeseballing. And he's just going to sit there. Look at this. It's just, it really is like, in a way, Heimdall's like almost kind of boring because you literally don't really move around. Like, in regular World Boss, you're literally just attacking him, like, and just stationary. You're not really doing anything. Go ahead and switch here. Just in case, right? We'll let Corvus kind of throw out his little beams here. And we'll get him. There we go. And it's over now. I can pretty much just sit here and go 4-5, 4-5, 4-5. And there really isn't jack this guy can do. It's so crazy. Look at this. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. And there's that debuff, remove debuff applying there. From the poison and the time freeze. I mean, see what I mean? Like, it's easy. And by the way, Sif did this in, in a minute and 30 seconds, guys. I mean, it's just, that's the difference between him and Sif. I mean, his power level isn't really what it should be, in my opinion. Heimdall is a very, very powerful Marvel character. I don't really feel like he's as strong as he should be. I mean, they did a lot for him. It is a zero hero uniform, but they really should have gave him some accumulation. I think that would have been a lot better for this character. In fact, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have accumulation whatsoever in his kit as far as, his awakened skill. Yeah, he doesn't have any accumulation on his thing at all. I think that would have helped him a lot. And the fact that, you can't cancel the awakened skill right away, it's not going to make him very proc friendly. So that is something to keep in mind. But I mean, if you're, a newer player and you're still in regular World Boss, and you want to have a character that's real easy to play, that can get it done, then Heimdall is going to be your guy. For a lot of players, unless maybe an AC, because he does have a decreased L damage received by 40%, he might be decent in AC. But unfortunately, I think for a lot of players, he's not going to be very useful. I don't think he's going to become an ABX meta. I just don't think he's really strong enough, but that remains to be seen. So let me know how y'all feeling about Heimdall. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.